I am Christina Suter, and this is the Real Estate Breakthrough Show, where we talk about the reality of real estate, the mindset you need in order to face the reality of what it is, and tips and tricks to get you moving forward in investing. I am your host, Christina Suter.
If we study history throughout time, and especially back to our founding fathers, all of that stuff, the lesson is we have to be careful how much power the government gets. And I love America, and I think a lot of times people forget really what makes America great. What makes America great is not our government, but our Constitution, which limits the power of our government. And that's really an important key that we have to have there. Now, one of the things I would like to do is go back to what Eric was talking about with the three threats. So we look at hackers and scammers, big tech, and big brother. They all want the same thing. This is very interesting. They're all after the same thing. They all want our data. And that's, why do they want our data? Why are they so hungry for our data? So hackers and scammers, they do these database breaches, Target and Apple and Google and all of these places get their databases breached, right? The key to understand what that is, these hackers are not attacking the companies. They're not after the company's information. They're after our information. They're after the customer's database, our information. So these hackers break into these databases. They then sell it on the dark web, this data, and then all these other hacker groups buy it all up. And what they want to do is they want to pull your data from this website and this website and this website and this website, and they want to put it all together in a bigger picture about you. And the whole is worth more than the parts. So the more information they can get about you, the more ammunition they have against you. And that's what they do. And so they're weaponizing your data against you. Big tech does this too. If we look at Google, every single product that Google makes, from Chrome browser, Android phone operating system, Google.com, Google Maps, all of this stuff, all of these products are a Trojan horse. And the entire purpose of all of these products is to get your data. And then they get that data, and then they have AI analyze it and put it together into a big picture about you. And then they want to then use that data against you. Now we get into the government. Government has, first of all, they collude with big brother, big tech. So they're getting that data. But then they all of the countries around the world are now, it's a globally coordinated event to implement digital IDs. Digital IDs will be tied to us, everything that we do online, everything that we do offline. All of this stuff, all of the data will be stored in a centralized database, and then they will have that data that they can then use against us. Data is extremely important. We don't value our data enough. We have to value our data more, and we have to understand that it's important to stop the flow of our data to these threats.
I know that part of what we're talking about, and part of the examples, and what really like got me concerned, if you want to call it that, like get my awareness, was how the UK has been doing that. So Eric, I think you have some examples as to how the UK has been using, whether it's digital ID or just their I don't know what you call it, observation or the monitoring they're doing on social media. Can you remember some of those examples? Because I think people need to know those.
Yeah, so one of the crazy statistics is over 30 people get arrested a day just for what they post online in the United Kingdom. That's a very shocking number. And so if you look at the digital ID, they're really trying to tighten up this control net that Glenn's talking about. Data is very important, and it's the backbone for the system that they're trying to create, which is really modeled after the Chinese social credit system, where every aspect of your life is monitored and then judged. And if you look at how our society has been set up, I like to describe a smart device as, one, it surveils you, and then two, it's controllable. So everything in your house is connected to the internet. It's all centralized power, like Glenn is talking about. And they have every aspect of your life into this chokehold where, one, it's collecting data, and two, it can be turned off at will. So not only that, if you throw in the whole idea of AI on top of it, where it's always watching, always learning, and able to constantly judge, they're setting up a system that is the most powerful control system to ever exist. And I'm not saying this to scare people. I don't think it's good to get scared of it. I think you just need to be aware and then start taking the steps to get away from the system and rejecting this blind push for convenience is the argument that they always try to make.
So what is it in the UK code that allows them to even, like the governmental laws, that allows them to even arrest somebody for what they post on social media? Because to me, as an American citizen, I'm like, excuse me? Like, you're going to arrest me because I put something out on Instagram? Like, that's confusing to me. So how are they even able to implement that?
Yeah, so I think we take it for granted. In the U.S., we take our Constitution for granted. I would say it this way: in the U.S., we've got a few advantages. First of all, it all starts with we at least most people acknowledge that our rights come from God and not from the state. The state doesn't have the authority to infringe upon our God-given rights. So that's the starting point. That's what was written in the Declaration of Independence. The Constitution then is a layer on top of that, which is the line in the sand that protects that is the line in the sand that the government shouldn't cross. This is the limit that the government has authority on. Unfortunately, we've allowed the government to cross that too many times, but it's still the supreme law of the land. Now, when you look at the UK and Canada and Australia and New Zealand, we take it for granted that these countries have the same type of system that we do, but they don't. They don't have the belief that the rights come from God, nor do they have a constitution which limits the power of the government. And so the government really can define what they want to do. And this is why we see an out of control Canada and Australia and UK. It is a more dire situation there, but they're trying to do the same thing here. And I think that's an important thing to know.